I've been waiting for you.
Hi guys, it's Ruby, back again with another Vegas video. You guys spoke up in the last update video saying you would love to see some regular updates on any Vegas news. So here I am wanting to give you guys just another quick update of things that are going on and any changes, as well as some frequently asked questions. You guys over on Instagram have been DMing me like crazy, which is great. Thank you so much for being involved and for asking me these questions. I'm super happy to help, but I'm getting a lot of super similar ones, so I wanted to come on this video just on top of the news and go ahead and answer some of those questions. I want to give another quick announcement. We're going to be doing a giveaway when we reach 10,000 subscribers. We're so close, you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. All you have to do for the giveaway is be subscribed and leave a comment. And we're going to randomly be selecting one of the comments to receive a prize. It's going to be something related to a Vegas trip. So maybe like a night stay or a gift card for a really nice restaurant, something to really up your Vegas experience. So more details will be following, but just make sure you're subscribed and leave a comment, and I will update you guys once we're closer to our goal of 10K. Okay, so right away, let's jump right into the news. I want to let you guys know what's going on. The biggest news that I have seen so far is the Wynn Buffet is closed. It is closed again. I do have a video on our experience of when we went to the reimagined Wynn Buffet, and there were some misses and some hits. We had some times where it took a little bit of time for the food to come, and sometimes the food was really cold. You can check that video down below. I think what happened maybe is just that it was really expensive to have servers serving people on top of it being an all-you-can-eat experience. Whatever the reason, they said they're closed indefinitely. I don't know if they're just waiting to reopen for when things are a little bit more back to normal. Bacchanal has also held off at Caesars from opening back up. They didn't list their reasons. They just said that they are temporarily holding off on reopening Bacchanal, but I'm guessing they saw how the Wynn Buffet did and that it didn't go very well, and they said, okay, we'll just hold off and we're going to wait and see how things play out before we reopen. The Allegiant Stadium is not taking cash. If you are going to be visiting Allegiant Stadium, please make sure you bring cards. They are not taking cash, just as an update. And the Lake of Dreams, the show at Parasol Down. You guys know I talk about Parasol Down as one of my favorite bars. Their waterfall show, the Lake of Dreams, is now reopened with a brand new show. I'm super excited to go check it out, so you can go there now and see the new show. And the biggest news of all, we want to talk about bar reopenings. No news yet on bars reopening, guys. The task force in charge of reopening bars, however, did approve the request to reopen countertops at establishments that aren't bars. So sushi restaurants and pancake houses, they are able to open their bar tops, but no bar tops at bars or where there's like gaming. So I don't really understand what the difference is, but if you're at a pancake place, you can eat at the bar now. And like I said, no new bar news. They are still not open as of yet. So that situation has stayed the same. Okay, so that was a quick update on news. There's not a whole lot of news just yet, but I want to go over your frequently asked questions, your guys' most DM'd questions. If I don't cover your question in here, please be sure to follow me on Instagram and you can ask me a question if I don't cover it here. Also, if you're a huge avid follower of the channel, I'm sorry if some of these are a little repetitive or I've mentioned these previously. I'm just still getting these same questions so often that I wanted to have a dedicated video of your guys' most frequently asked questions about traveling to Vegas right now. Okay, first most common question. Limo service. We go through Presidential Limousine. I get this question all the time. Where do you get your limo service? Presidential Limousine. And Exotic Car, the car that we rented in our vlog. There's a vlog on our channel if you guys haven't seen it yet. You guys asked where we rented from. That was from Royalty Exotic Cars. For both of these rental prices, it really depends on when you're going, how long you're renting for, the size of the vehicle. Just check out their websites because that'll give you a little more details. I can't really give you an exact quote. I got a few questions about day clubs. I am going to make a dedicated video about day clubs as far as like what to know when going to a day club, because I know a lot of you guys have never done that. But as of right now, if you are going to a day club in Las Vegas, you have to have a booked table. You can't just do general admission like you normally would be able to in a normal situation. So right now you do have to book a table. They rank as low as like $250 and they go all the way up to like $2,000. So it just depends on the size of the cabana, the amount of people, the day that you're doing it. The ones that are open right now: Marquee, Encore Beach, Daylight, Go Pool. All the day clubs are pretty much open right now, and a lot of them are also doing their day club at night experience because nightclubs are not open. You guys wanted to know about airplanes and the airport. This was like a huge question I was getting. How's the airport? How are the airplanes? What's up with this? So we fly Southwest, and as of right now, Southwest is not filling their middle seats at all. So what that means is that when my husband and I fly, we have a whole row to ourselves, which is really nice. If you are a single traveler, you can actually sit by yourself, odds are, because if a family of 3 comes, they're allowed to sit together, and they'd prefer to sit together than to sit with a stranger. So you may end up even being sitting alone. So in the airplane, it's actually a pretty nice setup. Now, in the airport, I really didn't notice it being any different than it was pre-pandemic. There's like kind of markers on the ground, but they're really not super strictly enforced. When you're going through TSA, you're still kind of right on top of other people. The really only difference is you have to wear a mask. So I would say that the airport is kind of more of the like crowded situation. There are a lot less travelers right now, and we did get through TSA super quickly the last 2 trips that we were flying because there are so many less people. But I recommend, if you're kind of afraid of getting stuck in a crowd, just arrive really early so that you can go through TSA before like the rush. And there's plenty of seating areas in the terminal, so we didn't feel like we were on top of people in there. You guys have asked how crowded it is. Is it crowded? Is there a crowd? Some of you guys were asking like you don't want to go when it's dead, whereas other of you guys were saying like, hey, I'm trying to avoid crowds. So suggestions: on the weekdays, it's dead. The strip was totally dead. On the weekdays during the day, there is nobody out. You can walk around all over the place. Honestly, during the daytime, no matter what, if it's early in the day, we weren't really near anybody. We had so much room and you could kind of move around. Now, on the weekends, and particularly on the weekend at night, there was a huge crowd. Fremont Street was extremely crowded, and just out on the strip at night on Saturday, there were a ton of people walking around. So take that information for if you're trying to avoid the crowds, go on the weekend or weekdays. And if you are trying to like find a crowd, if you're just tired of being not in a crowd, you would want to go on the weekend because there were a lot of people and it was quite lively. Somebody asked me a question about the heat. How is it? How hot is it there? When we go in August, we like to go in the middle of the summer. It's really, really hot. It's 115 degrees during the day, and at night it's like in the 80s, so it's really hot. We just enjoy that. But if you're going now in the fall time, like September, October, into November, the daytime can be quite comfortable. It's like 80s, but it's dry heat, so it feels really nice. At night, it does get cooler. It's like in the 60s, so you'll be able to maybe wear like a light jacket. So just keep that in mind. Are table games open? I've had a lot of questions about table games. Yes, the table games are open, but the minimums are higher. We have noticed that they did raise a lot of the minimums because there are less people able to play at each table. Unless you go to Excalibur, where they still have $5 blackjack. You can still play $5 blackjack at Excalibur, but all the other table games, they are open. They're just raised up minimums right now. In other gambling news, are slots hitting? We had a ton of luck on this trip. We were super lucky. I'm not the only one that's heard that. I've heard of other people saying that they had a ton of luck and that right now is a good time to go for gamblers. So apparently the slots are ready to hit. Let's talk about bars in particular. I'm getting a ton of questions about the bars, and I need to just kind of go over this again with you guys. Certain bars are open. Bars that serve food are open right now. You cannot sit with more than 6 people, and some of them are requiring you to order food, but some are not. It's very, very hit or miss as far as like what their regulations are per place. But some of our favorite bars, Electra, the Peppermill, Parasol Down, those are all open right now and serving food. Skyfall, one of our other favorite bars, is not open, and I have had you guys ask me, is Skyfall open? I've had a couple of you ask because you watched my bar video. It's not open as of right now at the time that I'm filming this video. You guys have asked about like clubs and dancing on top of the bars. Like, well, are clubs open? Is dancing open? Where can I go to dance? Honestly, not really anywhere right now. Clubs are not open, you guys. They're not really encouraging that kind of entertainment. If you're trying to get one of those club atmosphere type places, you should do a day club at night. So look into Daylight at Night or Marquee. Encore Beach is also doing it. It's basically an outside bar venue where they're going to have a live DJ. There's going to be drinks. Some people swim, but a lot of people go dressed up. They're a lot of fun and it can be a great experience. But again, you are going to have to book a table. So look into that and see if that's in your price range. Otherwise, I would highly recommend if you're just looking for like a lively sort of atmosphere. Electro was playing some live music. It was a lot of fun and we could have cocktails. Or consider maybe doing like a bar crawl situation in a limo where you guys get a limo and drive around for a couple hours and then end the night at one of the bars. You could do that as well, and that would be a lot of fun to just like have your limo, because then you could have whoever you wanted in there and you could bring your own drinks. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to do nightlife right now. Honestly, you guys, nightlife is really hard. I don't know if you're somebody who's trying to go there to party, if right now is really a good time. On that topic of bars and partying and drinking, people have asked me, is it hard to find a drink? Are servers in the casinos? What's the deal? So you can't go up to a bar right now and order a drink in the casino. You have to wait for a server to come around. Now, all of the properties that I was at on the strip, there were servers everywhere. It was easier than ever to get a free beverage on the casino floor because they know that nothing's open right now. However, on Fremont Street, I could not get a drink for 2 hours. It was impossible. I went up to a bar and said, I'd like to be served. And they said, you need to have a table and then we'll serve you. But there were no tables open. So essentially, it was like on Fremont Street, you could only just go to one of those ABC stores and pick up a beer at one of those stores and take it out with you. That was really your only option. Fremont was dry as a desert, literally. It was really hard to get a drink there. But on the actual strip, I didn't have any issues getting a cocktail when I was out on the floor gambling. You guys have been asking me about the crowds, like what's the deal with the crowds? You guys have said, did you feel safe? Do you feel safe? And I was curious if you guys were asking about like the virus or the crowds. And a couple of you guys specified you were worried about the crowds, like you'd heard it gotten a little bit rougher or that there were crime. And I didn't have any problems and we didn't experience anything like that. People have been talking about these scooters where people are getting on those electric scooters and going around through the crowd. I've seen tons of comments from you guys saying that that is really a thing. So again, this kind of boils down to on like a Saturday night in Las Vegas right now, there's a big crowd out on the strip, and from what I'm understanding from you guys, it's a bit rougher, but I didn't experience any of that myself personally. With us going to nice restaurants and going to bars and, you know, kind of Ubering, we didn't have any problems with that. And during the day, there was basically no crowd. So if you're out during the day, I didn't see anything like that. Okay, let's talk about the free entertainment. I'm getting a lot of questions. So I actually misspoke to one or two of you guys on Instagram. I tried to find who it was to respond to them. They asked if the Mirage Volcano is open now that the Mirage is open. Their website had said it was closed, but then I just saw that there was a volcano show. So the volcano is up and running. They just gave me some misinformation on their website. So the volcano is up and running. The Bellagio fountain is up and running. And you can still go see the flamingos at the flamingo habitat. The one show that's closed right now is the like live statues at Caesars, and I think that's to try to not draw a crowd inside. So the Caesars show is not running, but all these other free entertainment shows are running. I did have someone actually ask me about the TI show, the Treasure Island like pirate show. That hasn't been running for a really, really long time, in case you were wondering. A long time ago, they like closed off a portion of that and like put up a CBS. So the boats don't move at Treasure Island anymore, sadly. You guys have had some questions about masks, wearing masks, what's up with that? So here are the rules. The governor has issued that you should be wearing a mask everywhere inside and anywhere outside that you cannot social distance, including the pools. He has said that you need to wear a mask unless you are actively getting in a pool, getting out of a pool, eating, or drinking. So you guys have asked me like, how strict were they? What was the deal? I didn't have an issue. I pretty much am always drinking, and I'm also in and out of the pool a lot when I'm in Vegas because it's so hot. So at the pool, I didn't really wear one that often because of how often I was going in and out of the pool. But I did see if they were just laying in their lounger that someone would come up and politely say something. I didn't have anyone be rude to me at all. They were all very polite. And as far as like out on the strip, there was nobody out there enforcing this. But again, I wasn't out there in the nighttime when it was super, super crowded. We were out during the day and we were nowhere near anybody. So there was really no one around us. So we didn't run into that issue. But it is technically a mandate that you should be wearing it everywhere right now. You guys have asked me about the shows a lot. I'm guessing you guys are talking about those like mega shows like singing, performing, or the Cirque shows. None of that stuff is running right now, guys. There's no shows happening right now. There might be a few of those like smaller ones happening, but anywhere where there's going to be a large crowd, they are not running those shows right now. So if you're looking for that type of entertainment, they're not there right now. That entertainment is just not a thing right now. Same with like the clubs and the mega clubs, like any of these places where there's going to be a massive crowd of people, they're just not doing those. I've been getting questions about buffets a lot. As I mentioned, they did just close the Wynn buffet. It is closed. Bacchanal is not reopening as of right now. The one I know on the strip that is still open is Wicked Spoon. So I don't know if they're going to be closing soon. I haven't heard word on any of that. But as of right now, Wicked Spoon at the Cosmopolitan is the buffet that is open on the strip. I'm getting so many questions about Planet Hollywood. You guys are like, is Planet Hollywood opening? When are they opening? According to their Instagram, there is no opening date. They have not listed a date. People have been calling and asking, and they have not given anybody any information on when they're going to be opening. I've been following that situation closely because I know it's a really popular hotel. As of now, there is no date. Park MGM, the other hotel that people have been kind of asking, like, when is that going to open? I was told that it's dependent on how the Mirage does. So the Mirage has just reopened and they're waiting to see how their bookings go to decide if they should open another property such as Park MGM. So it depends on how busy it is this month for Mirage to see what they'll do with Park MGM. The Deuce Bus. I get tons of questions about this. You guys are like, take the Deuce Bus. Is the Deuce Bus running? What about the Deuce Bus? Yes, the Deuce Bus is running. You can take the Deuce Bus. That is obviously the cheapest, best option. Ubers are up and running. They are now up and running again. I had some kind of sketchy cab drivers this trip. I know in my Cabs versus Uber video, I talked about how I'd gotten some cheaper cab rides, but I don't know, this last trip, they were really weird. So the Deuce Bus or Uber might want to be your best bet. Multiple of you guys have asked me, where should we go to get a nice dinner right now in Vegas? What's open? I had an incredible experience at Lago. Please consider going to Lago when you go at the Bellagio and sit outside on the patio where you can see the fountain. It was gorgeous, you guys. You will love it. You will not be sorry. Okay, so I hope that answered the most of your guys' questions. I got so many of these questions multiple times, and I just wanted to come on here and do like a quick recap as well as some of the news. So basically, the ultimate question I got was like, should I even go? And that's a really hard question to answer. Like, am I going to have fun? Should I go? And I always kind of have to be like, well, what sort of person are you and what do you like to do? If you like gambling and you like going to pools and you want to go to a nice dinner, you're going to have a great time. You could definitely go to Vegas right now. It's not super busy. You can relax by the pool. You can gamble. Gambling's been really great to us. You can do all of those things. If you are a large group and you're trying to party and you're trying to go to clubs and you're trying to go to bars, it's not the time for you. They have not announced reopening. I've seen a bunch of you guys telling me you're trying to go in October. There's been no news, so I'm hoping to be able to give you guys a new update before October telling you what is open. But as of right now, it is not a party scene, so I just don't recommend you really invest in going with a huge group of 10 people trying to go out clubbing because there's just not that for you right now. So that is everything, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Leave any other questions I might have missed in the comments. I'll try to get to you guys. Again, you can always follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. I'm really pretty quick at getting back to you guys with that because it's right in my hand and I can see the comments. And make sure you are subscribed to this channel. If you want to be a part of the giveaway, leave a comment, hit subscribe, and we will be giving a giveaway away once we hit 10,000. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate your support, and I will see you in the next video.